Y'all seen the movie Groundhog Day? It's an old movie with Bill Murray. Stars Bill Murray. He's forced to relive the same day over and over and over and over and over and over and over again and again and again, right? The day ends, he goes to the little bed and breakfast thing he's staying at or whatever in that town of Pennsylvania. He goes to sleep. He wakes up, but instead of it being the next day, it's the same day over and over and over. Such is the life of the Ohio State man. They are stuck. They are permanently stuck on New Year's Eve 2022. It's absolutely hilarious. And look, we got to give Ryan Day some credit here. Ryan Day is like the Pied Piper of idiots. That's what he is. He's like the Pied Piper he's like the Pied Piper of idiots. He won't stop talking about that playoff game that you lost. And so the fans hear that, and then they keep talking about it, right? It's funny. It's the same reason Ohio State as a football team is soft as fuck. It's because Ryan Day is soft. And so the team is sitting around going, well, the coach is soft. I guess we better be soft too. Not that it's that straightforward, but it's a mentality. It's a philosophy. It's a work ethic. It's an attitude and a mentality from the way you recruit, to the way you practice, to the way you conduct your team in the off season, to your strength and conditioning program. It's all of it. It's the entire attitude and mentality. It's the entire way the Ohio State football program under Ryan Day is built. It's soft, and that trickles down to the team, and so the team is soft. And it's what it is with the fans, and they can't let it go about the national championship game. You know, it's funny. In 2021, when they weren't good enough to make the playoffs, they got humiliated by Oregon and Michigan in the regular season. They gave up 600 yards rushing combined in those two games, both losses. And at the end of the year, when they looked up and found that they weren't in the playoffs, what did they do? Did they evaluate themselves? Did they look in the mirror and see what they could do to be better? No. No. They blamed the fucking weather. They blamed the weather. Now, never mind the fact that when they got humiliated by Oregon, it was the first week of the year and it was 80 degrees in Columbus. Never mind that. So you got no run defense when it's 80 degrees. You got no run defense when it's 30 degrees in November when you play Michigan. But that's all you did. Blame the weather. Blame the weather. Blame the weather. Now here you are, this offseason, looking back on last year, 2022, blaming an injury. Well, if Marvin Harrison played 33 snaps in that game, your best wide receiver. He played 33 snaps. He got hurt your last possession of the third quarter. How many catches and yards did he have in the third quarter of that game? Can someone let me know down below? He had a great first half. No doubt about it. Marvin Harrison had a great first half. Georgia made adjustments at halftime and completely took him out of the game in the third quarter. He got hurt in the last play that Ohio State, he got hurt in Ohio State's last offensive play of the third quarter. He didn't do shit in the third quarter prior to that. He played 33 snaps in that game. Who was Georgia's best wide receiver last year? A.D. Mitchell. A.D. Mitchell. Well, guess what? He was hurt too. How many snaps did he play in the national title game? I mean, in the playoff game against Ohio State? 31. 31. So your best wide receiver played 33 snaps due to injury. Georgia's best wide receiver played 31 snaps limited due to injury. And yet Georgia still found a way to win. Still found a way to win. I Googled it. Ohio State's got 85 scholarships. Georgia's got 85 scholarships. I don't know why this seems to be breaking news to college football fans, but listen to this. At the end of the year, teams have injuries. For most teams, especially teams in the South, football is a contact sport. It's a tough sport. It's a rough sport. It's a dangerous sport, especially in the South. where we hit, lay people out, put them to sleep. So you have 85 scholarships, not 22 to account for 11 offensive starters and 11 defensive starters. Dummy! And you know what you're doing, Ohio State? You are following the Alabama game plan, which in some ways would benefit you. If you were picking certain things about Alabama's program to follow, that might benefit you. But what are you what are you cherry picking from Alabama's football program that you want to follow? The excuse making. Ask yourself this. When Georgia humiliated Alabama in the national title game in 2021 by beating the absolute soul and will to live out of them, what did the Alabama man spend the entire offseason doing? Blaming an injury. Blaming an injury. Not looking forward to the next year, not figuring out what they needed to do to be better as a football team, not figuring out what they needed to do to try to catch Georgia or get on Georgia's level, which they're not. They didn't do any of that. Nope. They just bitched, moaned, and rubbed their pussies about one player getting hurt in the national title game. They spent all offseason doing that in 2021. And how did that work out for the Alabama man in 2022? Well, they were so fucking bad, they couldn't even make the playoffs. They were so damn bad, they gave up 100 to Tennessee. They were so damn bad, they let a first-year coach win their division in the SEC. They were so damn bad that their best win of the year came against a 5-loss Ole Miss team. That's what happened to Alabama when they spent all offseason bitching and moaning about the fact that they weren't good enough to beat Georgia instead of talking about what they needed to do to beat Georgia. And now Ohio State finds themselves in the same fucking boat. A boat with holes in it that's sinking. Michigan is pulling further away from you. Michigan's got everybody coming back that matters. You lost C.J. Stroud. Your defense is still soft. You still can't stop the run. And crying Ryan and the idiot Ohio State fans are still sobbing about one player getting injured. How many players was Georgia missing in that game? 5 or 6? We were down to like our 5th outside linebacker. We were missing 2 offensive linemen. Darnell Washington couldn't play. Our best wide receiver, A.D. Mitchell, was limited to 31 snaps. Get over it. You got beat by a better team. There's a reason you're winless all time against Georgia. And the reason is, you're just not as good as Georgia. God, you can't compete with the SEC at all. Never mind the Georgias of the world. You're 5-13 all time against the SEC. Kentucky has a higher winning percentage against SEC teams than you do. I mean, why can't you just lay your head on your pillow at night and be happy that you've got 2 national titles in the last 52 years?